You're standing at the gate at 10 p.m., fluorescent lights buzzing, announcements blending into the hiss of the HVAC. Your phone shows rebooked or cancelled, the gate agent's line snakes away, and your suitcase looks small and conspicuous on the tile. That tight, queasy feeling, not knowing if you'll sleep in a hotel, at the airport, or on a stranger's couch. This is exactly why people ask what their rights are when an airline strands them overnight. Start by taking a deep breath. The first practical step is immediate. Confirm the status and cause.
If your flight happens to be canceled or delayed, Compensair will help you get compensation for the inconvenience and get your money back without wasting time on red tape. Get a refund for your canceled flight right.
Check the airline app, your email, and the gate display for the official reason. Cancelled, crew shortage, mechanical, weather, or air traffic control. Photograph the gate screen or the agent's printed note if there is one. At home before travel, save the airline app, your booking reference, and the airline's customer service number in your phone, and screenshot the terms for care or accommodation so you can find them fast. At the airport, go to the airline help desk and ask, politely but firmly, can you confirm if the airline will provide accommodation and meals for tonight? If the agent says yes, ask for a voucher or written confirmation. If the agent says no, ask why. Agents can be right or wrong, but a written policy reference or a supervisor pin downs responsibility. If the line is long, use the airline app chat or phone queue while you stand there. Sometimes rebooking or vouchers appear faster in the system than at the counter. Why do airlines sometimes pay and sometimes not? Think of it like a landlord's responsibility during a power outage. If the landlord caused the problem, left the fuse box unmaintained, they must find a way to house tenants. If a regional storm blew down power lines, the landlord can't be blamed. In airline terms, if your carrier cancels for controllable reasons, crew, mechanical, scheduling, many carriers will offer hotel rooms or at least reimburse you for reasonable expenses. If weather or air traffic control causes the problem, airlines often say it's outside their control and don't have a legal duty to pay. Now the legal landscape. If you're flying to or from the European Union, EU 261 gives a clear path. For cancellations or long delays, the airline must offer care, meals, communications, and if necessary, hotel and transport to the hotel while you wait, and sometimes cash compensation depending on length and notice. In the United States, federal rules generally do not force airlines to pay for hotels for delays caused by mechanicals or crew issues. Many do it as a customer service policy, but it's not a statutory requirement except in rare circumstances, like excessive tarmac delays. Airlines' contract of carriage and published customer service plan are the key documents here. They state what the airline promises beyond law. Concrete costs and risks. A basic mid-range hotel in many U.S. cities will run $80, $250 a night. Taxis or ride shares to and from nearby hotels typically $15, $75 round trip. Meals for one person range $10, $60 depending on airport choices. If you decline an airline-provided hotel and book your own, you risk not being reimbursed unless the airline explicitly promised payment. However, if the airline refuses a hotel and the delay is their fault, you typically have a stronger claim for reimbursement later. Missing a connecting international flight can cost $200, $600 in rebooking fees or fare differences if you try to buy a last-minute ticket yourself. Many useful links can be found in the description. Here's the cheapest, safest plan in order. 1. Confirm and document the reason for the delay or cancellation. Take screenshots and photos. 2. Ask the gate agent for written confirmation the airline will provide accommodation, or ask to speak to a supervisor. 3. Use the airline's apps and phone queue. If they offer a voucher, it often appears there. 4. If they offer nothing and the delay was their fault, book a reasonably priced room yourself and keep every receipt. Take photos of receipts and the booked confirmation. 5. File a claim within the airline's time frame, often 30 days, and, if necessary, escalate to the regulator, EU National Enforcement Body, or the US DOT, if you are denied. A common and specific hidden fee or misleading claim I see is the hotel voucher trap. An agent will sometimes say, "We'll give you a voucher," but the voucher may be limited to a specific brand, exclude taxes and incidental charges, or only be valid at a property a long way away, and the agent may also require you to use the airline's partner booking link that triggers a copay or forces you to accept a prepaid incidental hold on your card. Refuse to accept vague promises. Ask exactly which hotel, what the total covers, whether taxes and incidental holds are included, and what happens to the voucher if the hotel overcharges. If the voucher is insufficient, tell the agent you will pay reasonable difference and expect reimbursement. If the agent pushes an upsell, a paid lounge or priority rebooking, say no and ask for the supervisor or a written policy citation. If you accept the airline's hotel, take photos of the voucher and the hotel receipt and check that the hotel didn't tack on an unexpected resort fee. If you pay out of pocket, collect itemized hotel and meal receipts and submit them through the airline's official expense claim process with a cover note, date, flight number, what happened, and a short explanation why airline refused a voucher. Expect responses in 12 weeks. Keep copies. If the airline denies reimbursement, you can escalate to a credit card dispute if you used a card, or file a complaint with the regulator. A practical nuance. Many airlines will rebook you on the next available flight, but not guarantee seat class or amenity equivalence. If you have tight connections or a hotel already paid, insist on being booked on the first available flight and get confirmation. For families or passengers with mobility needs, emphasize the hardship and ask for immediate assistance. Airlines often prioritize these passengers for alternative routing or vouchers. On the insurance side, travel insurance frequently covers missed connections and overnight accommodation if the missed connection is covered in the policy terms. Some credit cards provide trip interruption benefits. Before relying on these, check policy limits and the insurer's claim process. Insurance rarely pays instantly. It reimburses later, so you'll still likely need to pay out of pocket and submit receipts. A final practical trick to refuse a misleading upsell. If an agent offers a paid fast-track rebook or premium hotel voucher that costs you extra, say, "I don't want to pay for any rebooking service. Please confirm the airline's standard care or provide the supervisor's name." If the agent insists you must pay to get rebooked, get that in writing and ask the supervisor for the policy citation. Often, this is a bluff, and once you ask for a policy reference, they'll rebook you without charge. Worst-case scenarios and how to mitigate them. If the airline refuses all care and you're forced to sleep at the airport, your risks include lost sleep, missed onward commitments, and potential safety concerns in unfamiliar terminals. Financial risk is usually limited to the out-of-pocket hotel and meals, plus potential rebooking fares. For most people, the easiest, safe path is to accept a reasonable airline-provided hotel if offered. Or, if the airline refuses and you must secure a room, pick something cheap and refundable. Keep all documentation and submit a clear claim immediately. Real-world checklist to put in your phone now. Screenshot the airline's contract of carriage page on accommodation and care. Save the airline's claims email and phone. Pack a small overnight kit in carry-on in case you can't access checked bags. And save your credit card customer service number. Some cards can fast-track dispute or protection claims. When in doubt, be polite, document everything, and escalate calmly. If you want a single-sentence summary, if the airline caused the overnight stranding, they often owe you care, meals, hotel, transport, especially under EU 261. In the US, it's more hit or miss, and driven by the airline's policy. So document everything and be ready to pay, then claim reimbursement. If this helped, please subscribe and like. Thank you for watching.